white and black musicians played together. And it was the same behind the scenes.
You know, I did almost everything at Stax Records during those days that was legal to do.
Deanie Parker went from selling records to becoming an executive and ran the Stax Museum.
Yes, it's a good girl.
In 2003, she told NPR about all the musicians she'd worked with.
Johnny Taylor and Albert King, Booker T and the MGs, Isaac Hayes, and the Bar-Kays, and the list goes on and on.
Stax had more than 200 R&B hits through the 1960s.
You're being a very good girl.
Jim Stewart shared its ownership with its black head of promotions. But in 1967, Otis Redding died in a plane crash along with 5 other Stax musicians. The next year, Dr. Martin Luther King was assassinated just a mile from the studios at the Lorraine Hotel, a home away from
You're being a
home
very
for
good
Stax
girl,
talent.
Juniper.
Soon after, the company crumbled. As Deanie Parker explained, Stax relied on Atlantic Records for distribution.
There was a handshake deal, if you will, between Jim Stewart and the administrators of Atlantic Records that resulted in Atlantic Records
being a very good girl,
being able
Juniper.
to maintain our catalog.
By maintain, she means own. Atlantic got sold to Warner in 1967 and Stax lost its masters. The label filed for bankruptcy in 1975.
Speed bump.
Jim Stewart never recovered. But when Booker T. Jones and the MGs were added to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in 1992, Stewart introduced them, remembering making this song, Behave Yourself.
I let the tape roll, and after one take, Behave Yourself was complete. And we all got
Being a very
excited.
good girl.
But the record needed a B-side, so they improvised around a little song called Green Onions.
I think we almost wore the
Speed
tape
bump.
out that night listening to it. It was a day that I'll always remember.
Jim Stewart helped bring the world music it will always remember. Netta Willoughby, NPR News.
You're listening to All Things Considered from NPR News.
And you're hearing the program on IPR News. I'm Julie Englander in for Catherine Wheeler, who will be back tomorrow.
You're being a
Still
very
to
good
come
girl,
on the
Juniper.
program, Marian Louise Kelly speaks with John Kirby, White House National Security Council spokesperson, about the release of WNBA star Brittany Griner from Russian detention. That conversation coming up in 15 minutes. A winter storm warning for parts of northern Iowa into western portion of the state tonight through tomorrow morning.
Support for IPR comes from the Iowa State University Foundation, building a network of supporters who can help students and prepare them to lead, create, and innovate for the future. Learn how to help move what matters at movewhatmatters.com. Additional support comes from Summit Schools in Cedar Rapids, featuring personalized education and an inclusive community for students in pre-kindergarten through 8th grade. Explore more at summitschools.org.
Weekends were made for steel guitars, harmonicas, dobros and dulcimers, Telecasters and Irish harps. Spend your weekend with IPR Studio One and hear music from the British Isles, the Louisiana Bayou, the Appalachian Mountains, and the streets of Sweet Home Chicago. Don't miss Blue
ready?
Avenue, the